Prevention. Exclude potential insiders. Prior to granting access to sensitive material, an employer can screen for undesirable characteristics and conduct that may be predisposed to or indicate motivation for such an attack. This can be achieved through filtering applicants through background checks that include both criminal and ideological components. Investigating financial obligations, work history, and drug and alcohol testing can also overturn suspect behavior in an applicant's past, which may indicate a predisposition to conduct an insider attack. Although a detection measure, it also serves as a deterrent to those of malintent. Knowing they must pass a rigorous process to obtain the access necessary to commit an attack will deter many would-be attackers from even attempting to gain employment. This may stop some malicious individuals from being hired, but is not sufficient to combat insiders who have tricked the system or whose motivations have shifted after they've already gained access. Remove potential insiders. Although an individual has passed pre-employment screening, gaining access to sensitive materials, this does not mean the surveillance of these employees should end. To maintain security among these personnel, periodic background checks can be conducted again at random. Other programs can be implemented as well, including, but not limited to, security awareness, fitness for duty programs, employee assistant programs, human reliability programs, employee satisfaction programs, and quality control programs. These programs allow the organization to continue to monitor insiders in the key areas of their lives and positions which are more vulnerable to major changes or dissatisfaction that may lead to malicious actions. Strict disciplinary action must be taken when any inappropriate conduct occurs. If gone unpunished, this serves as a signal to potential future malicious insiders that their chances of getting caught are reduced due to organizational neglect. The act could also be a form of testing the waters for future attacks. For example, an insider could trip certain alarms within a facility to monitor response times and routes to learn the best way to avoid the response team in a future attack. Therefore, every act of misconduct must be taken very seriously and dealt with accordingly. Furthermore, these random tests and programs serve as a deterrent for any malicious individuals who may have made it past the initial screening. Knowing that the organization is continuously following up on their status and monitoring their behavior may stop some insiders from committing malicious acts. Minimizing insider opportunities. An organization can minimize the opportunity for malicious insiders to conduct attacks by limiting the access, authority, and knowledge of their employees. The physical or cyber compartmentalization of facilities or information controls the number of people with access to sensitive information, minimizing the opportunity for malicious insiders to conduct attacks. Allowing individuals into a facility or virtual access to information on a need-to-access or need-to-know basis mitigates the vulnerability of such systems to an insider attack simply because less people have contact with the information. For example, it must be made impossible for one individual to single-handedly gain all the information necessary to carry out theft of physical material from a location. This can be done by minimizing unnecessary access and minimizing the number of people allowed to give access authorization to these locations or information. Security of information or confidentiality must also only be granted on a need-to-know basis. Any information pertaining to security measures in place or sensitive targets must be kept confidential as to mitigate the risks of malicious insiders gaining access to information that would make an attack significantly easier. Although these measures provide a solid foundation for preventing an insider attack, it is impossible to prevent 100% of insider attacks. As such, it's imperative to next implement a series of protective measures.